How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all can hear me okay. Hey, give me just a second. Sorry about that, guys. Hope y'all doing alright. I'm getting plants watered, getting a bunch of things done. All my vegetables I have to tend to, but I wanted to come off from there because there's a few things I wanted to play for y'all guys. And I want y'all to listen to this. Let me find it here. Remember, allegedly, these are just my opinions, my theories, my thoughts, my speculation. Not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone. Not to reflect the channel. We'll do our research together because we're a big-hearted little family. Trigger warning times 100 million. This is the story of Sebastian and Drake Rogers, the missing teen out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Last seen on February the 25th. 2024, living in the Texas Roadhouse, and with his mother, Katie Lynn Payne Prophet. Supposedly took out the trash, but the video you can't see, it's too grainy. All you can do is see the shadow. Where did this kid go, right? You know, he was 15 at the time. He has autism, and he's captured America's hearts. What can you say, right? And the whole thing is his father has been searching since day one. The other two have not. There's been so many suspicious things, so much internet, YouTube, and they're going on all these channels and going on all these places. And this was off of, I believe, Web Sleuth. It's been a while back, but shout out to them for doing it. She asked some really good questions. There's a few that I want to go over, but you know, remember, allegedly, these are all my thoughts and my free speech here. But let's go ahead and listen to a little of this for educational purposes only. All right, guys, y'all get ready.
Did with flying colors.
And it was TBI that gave it to you?
Yes, TBI gave it to me along with another agency.
Okay.
No, that was kept quiet because it's nobody. We kept it all quiet.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's great that you're telling us now.
Right, and you know, Seth knew about it the day on that Tuesday when I told him I passed it. They called and told him that I passed it.
And, okay, well, maybe he was told he couldn't say anything.
No, he was told he could say something. They told him so he would try to keep his rhetoric down. That's why they told him. And I have the text message where they asked me if they could tell him, and I said, I have listened to y'all from the beginning. I'm listening to you now, so please do what you feel is best.
Y'all hear that? Why did the cop have to text him and ask him if he could tell Seth? Why did Seth want to know? You know, if you think about this case, Seth was there for first week at the command center and out yelling and screaming, lost his voice, I think, on the first and second day, shouting, driving around, shouting his name. That's all he could do. He did everything he could do. And as we feel, he was shouting for someone that was already gone, right? That they had already done something with. And that morning, you know, she discovered him missing at what, 6? When she woke him up, he wasn't there. Remember how she said it when she woke him up? And it's so hard to understand, but that video that we've always said, as I call it the Tinkerbell video, y'all know what I'm talking about, the flashlight one. I've always said that would be the piece of the puzzle. Like, that's the lead piece of the puzzle. If they can figure that clip out, then they got it. And as you know, you listen to certain things that come out. There's an unidentified car, all these things. You remember the neighbor. We're going to go over a little of that. But there's really a clip that I want to play that I think has a lot of meaning. And I'm going to go ahead and do it first, and then we'll go to the other one. I think this is it.
Hey, Chris, don't put me in this position.
This is on the Roots guy. Shout out to him too.
Do not pull my man card to Chris. Don't pull my man card and put me in this position. I ain't pulling anybody's man card. Chris, I'm going to ask you. Because
But it's for Sebastian, right?
I'm not up here to have an issue with you, Chris.
Do not put me in the position of you saying
That's crazy, right?
about what?
Whatever. If y'all want to come out and say some shit, come out and say it.
Listen to this, guys. Listen.
What are you worried about someone saying?
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't know.
That's
I don't
the
know.
problem.
I don't know
That's
how
the
much.
problem.
That's the problem.
Because you all come out and say different things. And you all have your little riddle ways of putting shit out there.
I think you're confusing us with different people.
That sounds like
have we
fear.
done riddles.
Truth out there yesterday or the other day said some stuff about Katie.
Like what, Chris? Open that can.
I don't have the exact quote on me, okay?
Well, if you're gonna accuse me, on my
Crystal clear.
you willing to back it up?
I am willing to back it up. If I have the exact quote, I would give it to you.
Well, then back it up.
In regards to whether or not Katie was there or her going to the school looking for Sebastian.
You mean my question of why did Katie go to the school? Is it because
Yeah,
Sebastian
that's what I want to know.
missed the bus and had walked there at some point? You're upset about that?
He didn't walk to school.
The way it was projected made it sound
Allegedly,
like
he didn't walk to
why
school.
did she even go to the school in the first place?
That's exactly what I was asking. Why?
Because she's a mother who has a son that goes to that school.
Right.
Why wouldn't you go to the school and look for your kid?
I would have
That
done
was
that.
Because you didn't take your kid.
I would have been there too. I would have done the
My
same.
question was, not my question was there a history of Sebastian walking to school? Which
You
is
see what he's
why
trying to
she
get, right?
first
He's
thought,
trying to get
let
the
me
answers
go
about
to
that. Everybody
school.
wants to know.
Now, if you took that as me being disrespectful, that wasn't what it was. It was, why was her first thought go to the school? That's a simple question.
Right. And it's a simple, logical answer to think about, too.
Okay,
It
so
is a Monday morning. He was supposed
He's going to change his tune, watch.
Agree, Chris Watts. At least one of their kids mysteriously vanished while
Oh,
under the care.
shoot, wrong one. Hold on.
don't put out false information about Seth.
I didn't say false, just information in general.
I mean, to be fair, if it's information that should be known about Seth, isn't that worth it?
Why doesn't that work the same? Why doesn't that work the same way for Chris and Katie though?
Well, if it's actual factual information, sure, put it out. And call law enforcement. Go for it.
Ooh, go for it. Go for it. Call him. Go for it. See that? See what he's telling you? I dare you. I dare you to call him. Right? Some of these things this man says just blows my dang mind. Here we go.
Said this a few weeks ago, and
This
so
is
just,
Chloe, I believe.
No thought in your gut, spit it out. Doesn't matter if it sounds completely off the wall. What is your knee-jerk reaction to what happened?
Sebastian walked out of the house, stepped off the porch, and has vanished into thin air. That is what I think, because that is what I know.
Ooh. Ooh. That is what I know. He knows. He knows. But you know what's so funny is? When you keep going, watch. Just listen. You're going to catch it. He tells us the back door was
Part
used.
of the investigation since day one.
Okay.
And if anybody else out there has got some information in regards to where Sebastian has went,
If anybody else has any information out there, right? He wants to know so bad. Did anybody catch them?
because last time
In my opinion.
there's not one shred of
That you
evidence.
know he's walked off the porch is what I'm asking.
I'm telling you, unless this kid is just in the thin air
You see how I'm trying to twist the story?
on my front porch, he sure had to go somewhere, so he had to walk off the front porch. Now, if you're trying to insinuate somebody was in my house or somebody's taking a child outside of my house, say
I'm not
that.
insinuating anything. I'm asking,
This guy's something else, ain't he?
do you know that he walked out your front door? Do you know?
That he went out the front door?
Or any door?
Is that what you're asking?
Do you know?
Or any door.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
Okay, thank you. I just need a confirmation. I don't play games here. So, just to make this real crystal clear, there's a back door.
Ooh.
Every door
Let me
in
stop
this
it.
house,
There's a back door. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Come on, think about it. It tells us right there, there's a back door. We didn't ask you that. You're talking about a front door. You're saying he went out the front door. And then your brain tells the truth, back door. There's a back door. Why did you need to tell us there's a back door? Because I feel, in my opinion, allegedly, he knows that the back door was used, but he's pushing the front door. You get it? You see what I'm trying to say? I hope I'm making sense. I've been going over this in my head as I'm working with my plants and I'm doing all this stuff, and it's on my mind, and I'm like, think about that, guys. Just think, hold on, we're going to hear that again.
When Katie got up that morning, every door in the house, when Katie got up that morning,
I missed it.
There's a back door. I don't play games here. So, just to make this real crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
There's a back door.
Crystal clear, there's a back door. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Y'all get it now? Okay, crystal clear. When he's crystal clear, I think he's telling the truth in his own way, right? And so, why did he feel the need to tell us back door? Think about it. There was no need. They were talking about the front door. He knows the front door was used. He's pushing the front door. This is what they did to law enforcement. And I think I figured something else out in this whole mess too, is the camera thing. I think we're looking at this the wrong way. I think them asking for all those cameras early to tell law enforcement, okay, I've already reached out to them. Everybody in the neighborhood I've reached out to, I'm already told them, let's get the cameras, see if we can find our son. Almost, I feel she manipulated her way into them looking at it as a runaway by utilizing the cameras. By saying, y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like saying, hey, I already got everybody, they're getting their camera footage together right now. We're going to see if we can find him. He's got to be somewhere on somebody's camera. I bet that's what she was saying in her head to them. Hey, he's got to be on a camera. Let's look. Because they've always talked about camera. If you got it, bring it. If you don't, shut up, right? Their fear. He said there's nothing out here that we're worried about, right? The only thing is, but then you go into a story of how these people are twisting things and they're digging. You don't want them digging. That's the whole problem. You don't want them searching. You don't want them digging. You want it to die down. So if for some reason y'all have put this child somewhere, you can bring him home and be the heroes, right? That's what I feel, if it's not the other way around. I still think it was I think it was more of an accident than anything, but they covered it up. I feel, in my opinion. That's just allegedly, that's my thoughts, right? And I'm entitled to that. And let's keep going. I don't want to talk all day and then not do these videos, but because there's a lot we need to go through. I got to go back to, I got to get used to this phone because it's different than the other phone. Here we go.
Every door in the house, when Katie got up that morning, there's a back door. Just to make this real crystal clear, there's a back door.
A back door.
Every door in the house, when Katie got up that morning,
let me get my chair,
was locked.
Okay.
Since it's already out there, there's a keypad on the front door. You don't need a key to unlock and lock my front door.
Mm-hmm.
But you need a key to lock every other door. And every other door was locked, folks.
Every other door was locked, folks. So you're telling us back door, every other door was locked. Okay, you see that? He told us back door, but then every other door was locked. That's how I took it. So the back door was used to me. And the Tinkerbell video clearly proves to me, in my opinion, allegedly, that is for sure. I've seen that alleyway. I've seen it. Oh, I got some good photos of it too. But we got to come back to this video. Let me see which one this is. Okay. Y'all don't even realize, guys, how many. I have like 30 clips I want to play. Okay. I did it here. Because remember, I had some photos from there. And what we were looking at is, let me see if y'all can see. I hope y'all can see this. I hope y'all can see that good. Y'all see that good? See that? See, there's that. Remember those pictures I showed you how we tested that little light to see if you could see it? That's that ditch line right there. Right? I'll show you from a different angle. Hold on. I have a different angle I can show you too. Let's see. Let's look at, I put one, okay, here we go. It's gonna be a long ways though, but y'all see down here, and then you see what the house is right by those clumps of trees. That's that little alleyway, that's that road of Kellen. Y'all are looking at it backwards, remember that. I can't flip it y'all's way. Don't you get what I'm trying to say, right? You see, I think I put a picture of Katie somewhere over there, a little picture of Katie, right there, there you go. There she is, right there. That's that alleyway they use, right where Chris is standing. That's where that car parked. That's where, remember when I told y'all that camera had come on a month or so ago when I was telling y'all that floodlight, I think, came on, and that's why that truck lit up? Now we've discovered, thank God, Chris at the Mod Crew discovered that, and using a video of Silver's on the scene, which is great. You know that we email, we communicate, we all want Sebastian found, we all want the truth, we all search, we all boots on the ground. So, you know, shout out to all of them, and I think that this really has some meaning. I think they had their plan, but they weren't ready for that light to come on, and I think that might have helped. If you think about it, it kind of, remember how it lit a shadow up in that field when it came on that video on Silver's on the scene, how you could see the light shoot across as soon as it came on. So whoever was standing out there, you should be able to see them. But see, we don't have that footage. But if we did, I wonder if it lightened it up enough where they could lighten it up enough. Because we clearly know that Chris and Katie are worried about that video, for sure, right? They are. I think we were at 3 minutes or something on here. Oh, yeah.
Put out false information about Seth.
I didn't say false, just information in general.
This is on that Rude show, that one they put a bunch of people on his panel. He's got a cool channel too. Y'all can check it out.
About Seth, isn't that?
He's straight out though. At least he's straight out with his communication, right?
Chris, I asked Seth this a few weeks ago.
Oh, this is it. Hold on.
Something to go off of.
So, Chris, I asked Seth this a few weeks ago, and so just no thought in your gut, spit it out. Doesn't matter if it sounds completely off the wall.
Pay attention, guys, please.
What is your knee-jerk reaction to what happened?
Sebastian walked out of the house, stepped off the porch, and has vanished into thin air. That is what I think, because that is what I know.
Oh, that's
But
what you
do
know.
mean you know?
I've
Good
been
question.
part of the investigation since day one.
Okay.
And if anybody else out there that's got some information in regards to where Sebastian has went, because last time I checked, there's not one shred of evidence.
You see how proud he is?
Is what I'm asking.
But there is a shred of it. There's something, because the flashlight video is something.
Unless this kid is just in the thin air on my front porch, he sure had to go somewhere, so he had to walk off the front porch. Now, if you're trying to insinuate somebody was in my house or somebody's taking that child outside of my house, say
I'm not
that.
insinuating anything. I'm asking, do you know that he walked out your front door? Do you know?
That he went out the front door?
Or any door?
Is that what you're asking?
Do you know?
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
Okay, thank you. I just need a confirmation. I don't play games here. So, just to make this real crystal clear, there's a back door. Every door in the house, when Katie got up that morning, was locked.
Okay.
Since it's already out there, there's a keypad on the front door. You don't need a key to unlock and lock my front door.
Mm-hmm.
But you need a key to lock every other door. And every other door is locked, folks.
So did Katie do that? Did Katie make sure all the other doors were locked, and could have Sebastian just walked out? Could he have walked out the front door?
Every door was locked.
So what you're saying is that the only possibility is the front door. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying the most conceivable way possible that this makes sense is that he walked out the front door.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Did he walk out without his shoes on? Is that what you believe?
My statement earlier is real simple. Sebastian walked out of the house not wearing any shoes.
Could he have been running and scared of something?
Don't know. He could. It's a young boy. It's dark outside. God only knows.
Okay. Now, there is somebody that has been asking to come on, and Gray Hughes, he would like to talk to you. Would you like
You
to?
can bring that man on board because I've talked to him. I respect him, and I will talk to him.
Gray, I just sent you the Facebook link, so jump on up. Okay, Gray? I just sent it to your Facebook. So he'll be jumping.
I stopped it before that, but you know, I want to go back to that other one. I gotta find it. I think this is it, right?
Subject 1 with a light.
No, yeah, I want to play. Listen to this.
Subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it.
That's it.
There's not much.
That's it. Y'all see that? Y'all hear that? No, shout out to Nick Barris. He's the one that grabbed that video. We wouldn't have any of it, right? So we do have to thank him for that. Okay, what I want to show y'all some pictures. I went through and found some pictures that I had taken. I don't know if y'all are gonna know what this is. See that? It was dark. It's the 2 light poles. Remember that are seen in that video on that. You know what I'm talking about, the video where the trucks light up and all that the mob crews put together. Which is a really good video. I like it. And then if you want to see it in the pitch black, the red is my head lantern. I forgot to turn it off, so it left a red dot on the screen. But look at that. At nighttime, that's all you can see. 2 dots, 2 eyeballs. It doesn't even look like columns, right? It just looks like 2 eyeballs to me in the pitch dark. But that area right there that we were talking about, the common area, which is where the light sources were, that picture I showed y'all a while ago, and where their house was and how it comes down to that thing, right? Like this, like Stafford. See, like that, there's that common area, right? And the thing is then that light came on. I don't think they were prepared for that. And I tried to find some other photos for y'all that were better, but they're all pretty much the same. That one shows, okay, like if you look at this one, see there's Kellen and then there's Stafford. And that's the same little common area right in there. And the crazy thing about it is, like, they just pulled up right by that corner, basically, so then they could back up and get out of the neighborhood. Because if you'd have backed up, you'd have got out of the neighborhood, right? And that's the thing. It goes straight out instead of going to all the other zones. But let me find this other clip. I want to find that one and play it real quick. That one that we were talked about the other day. I got it somewhere. I just don't remember where it's at. I have so many videos, guys. Is this it?
Investigation.
No. Hold on. It's got to be here somewhere.
Okay. I've been talking to the detectives.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is it. Listen, guys.
Okay. I went and talked to the detective. Probably, I don't know. I wasn't even home maybe in 30 minutes, and I went and talked to the detectives. Okay. Later on that day, I mean, there was, like we've said before, there's been people in and out of that house quite often. They brought in their special little tools and their gadgets, and they do what they do. When they saw that there was my truck's internet on their system, they were like, well, this is a new one. Well, no shit.
Yeah, it's a new one, right? Because supposedly, if it was picked up on the 25th, then that put him there that night. If it's picked up on the 26th, they can look at it as 3 a.m. would be the 26th. So I don't know. I think that's why they put the 26th date out at the beginning, the FBI, and then they kind of switched it back. That's telling me that they think something happened before midnight. So, and then that 3 in the morning might have been the cover-up part of it. We don't know, right? We're just out here trying to figure it out. But the crazy thing is during all this, there's so many things that they tell us, right, that we can use. And that's the part to me where this young man needs justice, right? Sebastian. And all these things that they've put out, right? The more they talk, that's why they always say, let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Because the more they talk, the more they tell, right? So if we go back and we listen to all these clips, which there's so many of them that it makes it hard, and I think they did that for a reason. They didn't want to just put out a couple and then just let us tear those apart, right? They wanted to throw a whole bunch out there to confuse you, put different things in different ones and make you have to go search for it, right? Because we know that they're mad at social media because Sebastian's case is blown up, right? We know that's part of it. And I feel like the truth is somewhere. We just haven't discovered it yet. If we keep going, we will. You know, if we keep pushing, we will. And if we can just figure out that car thing, right? And figure out exactly how long that was, and which the law enforcement knows, what we don't know. And that may be why I've always thought, you know, when they were taking those pictures of the backyard and that 3D imaging, that's why they were doing that. To try to match, they were going to take that and overlay the flashlight video on it, right? On their 3D model, and then run it. If it shows them it came back to that house, that's where they got them, right? That's what I think, and I think that's what they're working on. And if they can figure that part out, then that might be the answer. Because I've always said that flashlight video is going to be that's the answer. That's the key. That's the one proof, the one mistake that was made in this case. And it's some kind of mistake. It was either to get someone out of that house and bring someone back to that house, or I don't know. It's so hard to think, right? Because what doesn't make sense about the video is that, you know, the one comes up, this one's over here on the corner by the car, this one comes, they kind of get behind that little gazebo tree area, I think right in there is where they were at, and it kind of blocked the camera. And then whatever happened behind that, and then the other one went to the car, and this one ran back. Now, if somebody wouldn't have ran back, then of course we would have thought, oh my God, Sebastian left, that was his flashlight, he met someone, he left with him. But that's not what happened. So if we have to look at what happened, and what happened is somebody came back to that place, back to that backyard. That's what the outside video shows us, right? That's what we see when we overlay it. And believe me, a lot of people have done it. I'm still working on it right now, trying to figure exactly out by using Google Earth Maps to try to put that video there and see exactly where those lights were. That's what I'm working on. And when I get it done, we'll talk about it. And I think that is something that might help with the other ones that are putting pieces together that are way better at this than me. I can take some of these footages here and try to figure out, you know, because if you really look at this neighborhood, like, there's only 2 places that have 2 sets of trees, right? Sets of clumpy trees. Their house and one more on the other side of their home. So if you take, you know, here, this little area right here, right in here, this little common area is what we're talking about. And I know a lot of y'all already know this, and that's great. But for the ones that don't, to me, I've always thought that whatever happened, because those 2 lights, remember, are right over there, those column lights. I've always thought, you know, because the camera is like in this area pointing this way. I don't want to point exactly at the home. Most people already know, but I don't want to point at it, right? But this area here is where everything took place. So to me, right in there, that's where we ran that light test. Remember I showed y'all? Okay, now y'all may better understand those lights. Let me go find that picture. I know I have it in here. I saved it. Of the flashlights that we did. We darkened them out. We did a test with that little squeeze light, and you couldn't even see it. It was that dark. Trying to find those photos for y'all so we can, I hope I kept them in here. I want to go over them because I think they're important. you can't see anything, really. Okay, here it is. Let me turn it this way. You see how I tried to overlay where you could see the gazebo in the house? That light back there is where that source went back towards that house. So that's what we tried to do. That's that same location right there. It's just dark, pitch dark. And I tried to put a light behind the camera to give it a little light for the photo, but it's completely dark. And I can show you on the, here we go right here, this one. Okay, look, I'm gonna show you now what we're doing. Because this is that area. Y'all will be able to see it a lot better like this. That's still nighttime, but I overlaid it with chrome to kind of give it a little bit of light so you can see. But see, that's the gazebo. That's that little common area right there. That's where everything took place, right there. So that's the area I've been focusing on, was trying to figure out how they were able to do that in that area. And because if you take it and get it pitch black, like, and I say pitch black, I mean pitch black. All you can see is the little heart, and I put it in white to try to lighten it. Yeah, and you know, that's the thing, is working with it, trying to get it there, trying to understand. They did this on a Monday morning. This is because he, in that video we played the other day, remember how he said when he left that day, and then he was like, yeah, you mean that day, that night? Remember, I played that little clip. Nobody ever caught it. He pretty much told us, yes. They're asking about the clothing, remember? So there's so many little giveaways, right? And the school thing always bothered me. Like, why did she go to that school? I've always said that morning drive is important. And it is important. It was to get her away. I think all this was done on purpose. It was to get her away from that house, to make it look like she was looking outside where they needed to be looking. Like, don't come look in the neighborhood. Go look that way. That's what I think she was trying to do. Trying to push the runaway. Like, if, you know, if the mom's out driving around shouting the name for her kid, which, well, she wasn't shouting his name, supposedly. She had her windows up. He caught that. That's amazing. The mob crew. And it's just, she wasn't doing anything but driving. And I've seen the pictures. And, you know, it's that drive, that holds something. A part of this is from that drive that morning. A lot of people think he might have been in that car. But then why would they have the 3 a.m.? Then that would be no relevant to the thing, or I don't know. It's so hard. Did somebody else come in that home? Did she leave with someone and then someone else come back in the house? And we don't know. We really don't know. I think the problem was they didn't talk for 8 days. They didn't talk until they pulled back. And remember, he said it was a gut punch when they pulled back on the ground searching. And they kind of pushed the theory that he was kidnapped or lured out, or what. Remember, she said all those things in that last video. But the thing that really got me, I think it's this one.
There's no specific footage of that. The neighbor that has the Ring door camera that saw that, she's...
Okay, this is about the trash, I believe. This is Bonnie,
there's
the neighbor.
Specific footage of that. The neighbor that has the Ring door camera that saw that, she said to me on the phone that the only thing you can see is a silhouette. She said you cannot see a physical person. There is absolutely no physical proof of Sebastian being at their house that night after dinner.
Whoa, that's huge, right? Yeah.
But Ray, hold on a second. But for the record, Kitty can speak when she so chooses. She's done interviews.
Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. This on that website.
But Ray, hold on a second. But for the record, Kitty can speak when she so chooses. She's done interviews without me.
No, I'm not talking about interviews.
But she spoke without me.
Okay. I want to clear up something that Chris said about Sebastian going to live with Seth. And Chris, you may ask, what does this have to do with Sebastian missing? It's all part of the narrative. It could mean he ran away. And that is, Chris, did you not say that he was not?
You see how he always tries to change the story away from Katie?
away from what she asked, and let's clear this out.
Okay, go ahead,
We
Chris.
want the facts. Let's get the facts straight.
Okay.
So yes, I did tell you Sebastian was not excited about going to his father's house because online school.
Okay, he's making that clear. Listen to Seth.
Well, there's a conversation you should have had with Katie herself about what your plans were.
I'm sorry, you want?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What Seth was saying is that if I had known the conversation that him and Sebastian had, that I would know the whole thing. But the downside is that's where Seth should have that same conversation with me and Katie.
Okay, but why does he need to be involved? It's not his child. I'm trying to find this other piece.
If it was a special thing, a mother and a son bonding and just having a good time.
I'm not being.
Listen to this carefully.
I'm making a
I mean, is this a normal day for them on a weekend? For them to do
Our
it?
days fluctuate. Monday through Friday, we're a working family, just like everybody else out there. And when the weekend comes, that's when you get a lot of stuff done. You go a lot of places, you do a lot of things. And a lot of times, that's where, you go and spend time with your kids and do extra things. Sebastian's not in sports like most kids. So we don't spend ball time at the ballpark. When Seth has Sebastian on the weekends, he goes and does fishing and things like that with Sebastian just as well. I mean, Seth works long hours, I work long hours.
And I'm not saying any of that is suspicious at all, Chris. I'm just asking if that was normal. Because if it wasn't normal and he was overstimulated, that could be a reason for him to have ran out of the house.
No,
Okay.
he's not overstimulated.
Okay, so that wasn't one of the possible reasons for him to leave.
Here's what I'll say. Everything is on the table. Nothing has been taken off the table, period. That's the same statement law enforcement has made. That's the same statement I'm going to tell you every single day in and day out.
Katie, my son to your mother and father.
Oh.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
One more time.
I'm making a video. Oh, it's okay.
You do not want to say that.
You're fine.
But we can move on. So,
My mom just came by. I guess she couldn't. She came out. She probably couldn't find me now, so I had to come out here. I thought I heard Ruby bark earlier.
There's a rumor out there, Chris. That your mom and your daughter have Sebastian.
Ooh.
It's been brought up to me.
Seth, darn good well, you got a question about my
I'm just asking.
You pick up the
Did they
phone.
take you somewhere to the boot camp or anything like that, and you just thought I wouldn't accept it?
I don't think Seth is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right, and I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to answer any
If I'm
questions.
asking you, I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth.
Ask me to put it to the rest.
You have seen the video footage of Seth on Sunday. Don't tell me you hadn't. I know you have. You sat in the room with all the agents.
No, they didn't show me the video footage, buddy.
So you didn't see, you weren't sitting in a room
Wait a minute.
with law enforcement, the district attorney, when they showed you a video, when you wanted proof of life, saying that you hadn't seen proof since Friday. When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
Chris, let Seth speak. Go ahead, Seth.
Chris, they showed me video proof of him coming out of Exeter's house on Sunday.
On a Sunday night. You damn right.
Just Chris,
Seth, I got a problem with you sitting here making these accusations. Because if you got a problem with them, guess what?
Sebastian.
I think we're just trying to talk
Accusations,
things out. I don't even
accusations,
know if they should be
accusations. That's his
public,
favorite thing to say, right?
honestly. Same.
Okay, here's all the public
Remember,
knowledge
this
you
is
need.
Webster's. Shout out to them.
Law enforcement has talked to my parents. My whole family. Once again, the statement is true, what law enforcement says. Just because you hear a rumor doesn't make it true.
I don't think he said it was true. I think he's just trying to clarify.
That's not clarifying. No, stop. No, stop sitting here trying to defend his actions. Stop.
Okay.
The fact is, Chris, is I'm trying to squash the rumor. We're both here. Squashing the rumor.
Sir, there is no rumor. You know my parents were not with Katie on Sunday.
Not on Sunday, no. We're not talking about Sunday. We're talking about Monday.
No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near Katie. They weren't near Sebastian. And if you got a problem, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call her. Be an adult. Be a responsible adult. And just call her.
Chris. Can you hear me, Chris?
Just threaten him to call her. You see that?
Because all I'm hearing is I'm hearing attitude from you. What I'm
And you should, Seth. You should. Because what you're doing is bullshit, and you know it.
Stop. People are talking over each other.
You see how mad he got over his mama? I told you, he's a mama's boy.
Chris, a unified front squashes rumors together. That's all I am stating.
Okay, Chris.
There's a rumor floating around, and I would like us to squash it.
Yeah, I think that is a great rumor to try to squash. That one's on Facebook, and the rumor is actually that about your mom, her car being parked at like Worshams and him getting in.
Okay, so here's the answer, the final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
Hey.
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone. Hell, I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
See, you get that, right?
We're not going to have a powwow like that, but I would.
Well, then guess what?
Situation, and I would love for it to be private because I believe a lot of what is happening right now should not be public.
So explain to me why you don't want Bobby and Carter involved.
I didn't
Explain to me why you want them involved.
I said I was referring to your tone, which is very angry.
Oh, I'm very pissed.
I know that. I think we just all need to take a breath because no one.
Yeah, guess what, guys? Y'all get that? He's using Bobby and Carter, okay? Now we know that that's his inside people. That's the people that he knows. That's the people his family knows. That's the people he can trust. So whoever those two are ones that he knows that he's got them on his side, right? And so he wants to threaten Seth and them with that, like, hey, you're getting too close. You know, you're getting too close. This is what this is telling me, guys. That I wanted to say this today. I wanted to do this video today, and I don't know how I was going to do it. That's why it's all over the place, and I'm sorry for that. But the whole thing now to this is I'm wondering now if what I thought in the very beginning is a possibility. Is there a possibility that Kathy and Terry took this child to Alaska? Remember, I was the first one to say it on Dollar Vision 8 or 9 months ago. 10 months ago, probably 11 months ago, right after he went missing. Because when I looked at the overall outside box, that's the first thing that flagged that I saw was them leaving right away. And then him being gone for 17 hours. Like, that's plenty of time for them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had Sebastian at that camper, you know, I don't think they immediately went up there and searched his camper that day. I don't think so, but they might have. But the thing is think about that. That's powerful. He got so mad over that one rumor. Seth was saying it's a rumor. But as soon as she said your mom's car was seen at that store that morning, you see how he completely flipped. Like, and then tried to push and threaten them with Bobby and Carter. to push them away from that. He's pushing them away from his mom's car being there. That tells me right now that most likely his mom's car was there. Allegedly, in my opinion, his mom's car was there. And I've always wondered about it. I always had a 50-50 judgment on that because I figured Cellbrite would know, and they might know that her car was there. That might be part of their investigation. We don't know yet. I'm sure they probably know that whole path where they went to Alaska. I'm sure they know everywhere they went by now. And that could end up being part of this, a huge part of this. Because he's very, very sensitive on that. Very overly sensitive. Y'all saw that. That's why I wanted to play that clip, because it's powerful, man. He got so mad. Like, you're getting the answers, get away, right? Like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you, right? How dare you find the truth? That's what he's mad about.
Anyone of anything. We are trying to dispel things, because in turn, dispelling these things will take some of the BS
Hear that?
off of you.
Whoa. That was uncalled for. And
Shout out to you. That's how you do it.
I mean, I do understand your anger, but I know these ladies. I don't know Seth. I just know what I've seen. But these ladies are not full of shit.
I didn't say they're full of shit. I was referring to Seth being full of shit with his comment.
Well, that doesn't
Yeah,
help
it's bullshit because it's true, probably. That's why you're mad.
So when you brought him on the show and he wants to start this shit, that isn't going to answer questions. It's going to spiral
See?
the shit.
See what he's doing?
So we can set this shit aside and answer the questions that you got.
Put the truth aside.
I would like to move on very quickly, but I will say the public opinion is not going to improve unless we can take a deep breath.
That's exactly right.
And I know you are frustrated.
You have no idea what I am.
I'm not saying I know how
Listen.
frustrated you are, but I know you are frustrated. And I'm not saying that's not valid, but this is not helping.
If it's not helping, then you shouldn't be talking about it on social media.
But
I'm
here's,
trying
As a
to...
PI, you should have said, you know what, we're not going to answer that question. We're going to do that privately. That's where that
I
should have
did
went.
say that actually several times.
You did.
Listen to that recording later.
So let's move on to the next question.
I just got to say one thing. You want the public's help. You want them to be behind both of you. And
need them to find Sebastian.
exactly. And it's a very good chance that somebody in the public
And
will find him.
my biggest frustration is that we all collectively have to deal with all of this instead of focusing on Sebastian.
All right, and it's a disadvantage to Sebastian. Really, it's sad because we're not any closer to finding him as long as we're
Sorry about the airplane.
find those.
Yeah. And mods in chat, you're removing these comments, I hope, because I've been removing some too. We've got extra people, extra mods in chat. Anything.
See, that I just don't know. Like, this is really getting me.
There's no specific footage of that. The neighbor that has the ring door
Yeah,
camera
go back to
saw
this.
that, she said to me on the phone that the only thing you can see is a silhouette. She said you cannot see a physical person. There is
See, you can't see a physical person take out trash. So I've never thought he took out the trash because I thought the dogs would have went straight to the trash can, which to me they would have gone straight to the trash can. I know the barefoot, I've always said the shoes are going to be the problem because they left the shoes, they forgot the shoes. That's the biggest problem. She forgot the shoes. And that, I think that's one of the things that's going to get them too. Kids don't run away without their shoes, right? Unless they're terrified or being beat, then they might run out without shoes. I don't know. Did she lock him out and something happened and something bad happened? I don't know. But I don't think she locked him out. I think whatever that Tinkerbell video is, I believe holds the answers. And I hope that they have figured this out and figured out this vehicle and got this information, and they can really hammer down, because when I go back to this one, I think she said, hold on.
I went and talked to the detective. Probably, I don't know, I wasn't even home maybe in 30 minutes, and I went and talked to the detectives. Okay. Later on that day.
Later on.
Like we've said before, there's been people in and out of that house.
Okay, you see what I'm getting at? Okay, that truck Wi-Fi is important. Why? Because he's saying he went to go see the detective, and then later that day, so he's been there all day. So they've been questioning him probably all day. That's what I'm looking at about that Wi-Fi. So it's telling me when he tells us, hey, my truck, my Wi-Fi needs to stay out of all this, right? That has no relevance. He's trying to tell us to push that away. I think it has truth to it. I really think that it does. I think that he had to give them an explanation of why his truck was there. And I think that's why he says he can't discuss dates. I think he can't say his whereabouts. He's always protected. Lee's law. I can't say why. Why can't you tell us about your whereabouts that month? Why? Because problem is he's trying not to say anything about that because he's hoping the cops buy his story on it. That's what I think. Anyway, y'all know me. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the plant. I gotta get the water, and I gotta get stuff ready to go to work. I go back tomorrow, so I was gonna go back today, but they moved it back to Wednesday. So no, I'm sorry. I gotta go back for 7 days, but I'll still be doing videos for y'all guys. Y'all know that. And we'll talk a little later on tonight. Do some fire chatting or whatever. So y'all have a good night, guys. A good day, I mean. And justice for Sebastian Rogers always. Sorry it was during the day. I just figured I was going to work on some plants anyway. We could talk, and then I got into the video. And but it's okay. We got to hear a lot of things. Now we can take these and focus on them and see what they have. See if y'all get the same thoughts that I have, right? It's looking more and more like now his parents are involved, which I think we've all thought that. But now I'm even more thinking his parents are involved because of what just happened on that video. He got so angry and tried to push the narrative. Hey, they know Sunday, my mom was home Sunday night. Well, we're not asking that. We're asking Monday. He's telling us something happened Sunday night, but it's really into Monday morning. That's why he won't tell us where she was on Monday. He's saying Sunday she was home. We're not asking that. The car was seen Monday. But he tried to flip it around, right? And that's what I'm saying. I think it has relevance in this. We'll see what they got. I think maybe I'm getting a little more hopeful by doing what I'm doing now, trying to break down the language a little bit better. I know the videos have changed a little, but I'm trying to understand this. And if I can break it down this way, I feel like maybe we can figure out exactly what happened here, right? That would be so amazing. Anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. We love y'all, guys. We'll talk next. Remember, allegedly, these are all my opinions, my thoughts, my theories, my speculation, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we are a big-hearted little family, and we will see y'all later on. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, guys, and be safe, all right? And remember, trigger warnings always in my big alleged bubble. These are just my thoughts. Take them as alleged. But those recordings from Web Sleuth and Deceptive Detective and that Rude Screw and News Nation, all them people, shout out to them for all the videos. We appreciate it. It's an educational tool to try to understand what's going on here. So y'all guys be good, be safe. We'll talk later. All right, guys, bye.